Nothing more to tell. Chapter 7. Trip. My head is pounding when I wake up at 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning. All I want to do is go back to sleep, but I force myself to toss the covers aside and climb out of bed. The only thing I hate more than running is how I feel when I don't run. I dress quickly and unplug my phone from its charger and root around on the top of my bedrow for my headphones. No luck. They're not on my desk or the floor either, so I grab my sneakers and head for the living room, the shaggy green carpet muffling my footsteps. Our house is a split level that my dad inherited from his parents, and it's rarely been updated since the 70s. One of the last things my mother did before she left was strip away the loud floral wallpaper and paint every room a different jewel-toned color. I can still remember her standing in the middle of the dining room when she'd finally finished, paintbrush in hand, gazing accusingly at the walls like they'd broken a promise. "This is no better," she said. Even then, I knew she wasn't talking about the wallpaper. She never got around to yanking up the rug. Just as well it's ugly but insulating, which matters when you're not allowed to set the thermostat any higher than 65 degrees. My step slow as I near the kitchen. I yawn so hard that my jaw cracks. The bitter smell of burnt coffee wafts towards me, which you shouldn't, since I'm the only one up in the morning. A voice calls, startling me so much that I drop my phone onto my foot. It hits on exactly the wrong spot, and pain radiates through my toe as I retrieve it. Jesus, Dad. I hobble towards the kitchen and glare at him. "You scared the crap out of me. What are you doing here?" He's wearing a t-shirt that one of his buddies gave him as a joke that reads "Peaked in high school," and I guess you have to give him credit for running with it. My father was sort of a star football player when he was my age, good enough that his name is on a couple of plaques at Sturgis High, but not so good that anyone recruited him to play past that. Dad rubs one hand over his thick, graying hair before taking a sip of black coffee. "I live here, remember?" I spot the cord of my earphones beneath the jumble of silver on the table. Dad's keyring, which takes up way too much space because it's full of random discs that he calls his lucky medallions. I used to like them when I was a kid, partly because there was something comforting about the jingling noise they made, partly because I still believe in luck back then. Now I avoid looking at them as I tug my headphones free. "Yeah, but why are you up?" I ask. Dad works the night shifts as a security guard at Sturgis Hospital and comes home an hour before I get up for school. He sleeps most of the day, and I don't usually see him until nearly dinner time. "We're going to Home Depot later this morning," Dad says through a yawn. "No point in going to sleep for 2 hours. Back to back? Why?" Dad's occasional Home Depot shifts are usually on the weekend to avoid this exact scenario. "Car needs a new transmission," he sighs. "That's life in the Talbot household. My father works hard, but at jobs that don't pay much and offer zero stability. He's been laid off more times than I can count. On one hand, you have to give the guy credit for plunging along, always landing something right before things fall apart. On the other hand, it'd be nice not to have to choose which bills to pay every month. We don't talk about that, though. There are a lot of things we don't talk about." "I'm gonna run," I say, stuffing the buds into my ears. "See you." Whatever Dad says in return is drowned out by my playlist, and I pull the hood of my sweatshirt over my head as Rage Against the Machine propels me out the door. My feet automatically carry me on my usual path down my street, half a mile until I pass Sturgis High School, then a left onto Main Street. The upper section of Main is the best part of Sturgis, full of old Victorians that look good no matter how badly their paint is peeling. I steadily increase my pace for the next mile until I reach the end of Main Street. I'm at top speed now, as fast as I can comfortably run for any length of time. My limbs pump, smooth and purposeful, and endorphins course through me and fill my veins with a buzzing sense of well-being. This is why I run, because it's the only time I ever feel this way. At this hour, almost everything on Main Street is closed, even Brightside Bakery. The streets are quiet and nearly deserted. I can only see one car in my peripheral vision as I near the crosswalk. I don't slow down since pedestrians have the right of way. But whoever's driving decides to be a dick and speeds up to blow past me before I can cross. "Asshole," I mutter, before pulling up short on the sidewalk. Then I do a double take as I catch sight of the driver. They pass in the flash, and I blink at the bumper, confused and disoriented. No, it can't be. The car's a nondescript gray sedan I've never seen before, with a New Jersey license plate. It can't be. I keep going and turn onto Prospect Hill. My heart thumps harder as I struggle to maintain my pace against the incline, and my lungs start to burn. Music pounds in my ears, urging me forward, even though everything in me wants to slow down. When all of a sudden, until all of a sudden it's interrupted by a text tone. I shouldn't look in the middle of the hardest part of my run, but that flash of familiarity in the gray car makes me pull out my phone because there's no one else who ever texts me this early. I stop abruptly, panting, and steel myself for what I might see. But it's not what I was afraid of, though. It's actually worse. The text is from an unknown number, and the message is a single word: murderer.